What's going on YouTube? It's Donnie B all day. So I'm doing a little something different right now. I got hungry. We just did a little apple picking, some fresh vegetable picking, and I thought to myself, you know what I haven't had in a very long time, and I mean a very long time, was a good chicken fried steak. Man, I made that, I made some fried chicken. I did a chicken parmesan earlier this week, homemade, and it came out phenomenal. And I did a very simple recipe for my batter, and I'm going to show you that today, but this time using steak. So what I did is I got some ribeye, thin cut ribeye, and that's what we're going to do. They're about a ½ inch, somewhere in there. And I'm going to show you what I have for ingredients. This is pretty simple. You're going to need 1 to 2 eggs, depending on how many steaks you're doing. You're going to need some flour. And if you literally wanted, you can take the steak, dip it in the egg, then dip it in the flour and put it in oil, and you're done. It's literally, you can do it that way. It's that freaking simple if you wanted to, but I want to do a panko style. So rather than just that, I'm going to add panko. So I'm going to reverse the flour and egg. Rather than putting the egg on, then the flour, and with some, pepper in there or whatever, I'm going to reverse it, and I'm going to do the flour on the steak, then I'm going to put it in the egg, and then I will top it with the panko, and I will show you exactly how it goes. I have oil in a pan. I'm going to get that started right about now. So my oil is getting heated up. Now these are pan fried, not deep fried. So you don't need that much oil. You only need a little bit, right? So that's it. That's the oil I have. That's going to heat up. Now you can wait until you can see the bubbles coming out. What I like to do is I just do the hand test. I put my hand over the oil, and if I can feel my hand cooking above the oil, not cooking in the oil, cooking above the oil, if I can feel the heat, then I know it's pretty much ready to go. So that's going to go. First things first, what I need to do is, open my steak. This is the easy part. Now, what you need to do is tenderize your steak. And a lot of people, you'll see, they'll take this hammer, right, the meat tenderizer, and they'll start banging away at their steak. No, you don't need to do that. I'm going to show you the simplest way to tenderize your steak. Take a fork and scrape it. That's all you want to do is 2 steaks. So I'm going to scrape 2 steaks. Now, once you scrape it one direction, scrape it the other direction. And people don't realize that this is an easy and good method to tenderize your steak. Now you just flip them over and you tenderize the other side. How difficult is that? It's not. So that is how I prepare my steaks, right? And luckily, they're not dried out steaks. If you have dried out steaks, you want to put a little oil on them to get the flour to stick. But since these are not dried out, they're very, very nice ribeyes, I don't have to do that. So now I have tenderized steaks. You can see all those lines in there. Bada boom, bada bing. All I did is scrape it with a fork. Okay, so what's next? Look how simple this is, guys. Look how simple this is. I'm taking some flour, and I'm going to open it up a little bit because I want it to pour out nicely. And I'm just going to coat the flour into a little pan, right? So I'm just using a little round pan, put some flour in there, just enough to get it all around. And I'm going to show you how to do this without having to wash a ton of dishes. All the dishes I'm using are going to be the dish that I put my food on to eat, this, and the pan to heat up my oil. That's it. That's all I'm using. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some Parmesan. You don't have to. This is just me. You can do it plain if you want. But I'm going to add a little bit of Parmesan to my flour. Okay? That's it. Then I'm going to take some pepper, and I'm going to add it to my flour. And that is what I'm going to season. I'm going to do a pepper Parmesan seasoning. That's it. So now it looks like that. Oh, wow, this is difficult. And now it looks like that. And look how hard that was. Now it's mixed. Okay, so very, very simple. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get a plate on the ready, which I already knew I had to do and didn't do. So I got a plate on the ready, right? So here's what I'm doing. I'm taking a steak, I'm dropping it inside the flour, and I'm going to push all this flour around my steak, get every bit of my steak, every square inch covered on both sides, the sides, everything, in my little Parmesan flour mix. How easy. So once that's done, if you're only doing one, at this point you can clean out your pan, but I'm doing two, so I'm going to put one right there. And I'm going to take the other one, and I'm going to stick it in my flour. Wow, this is so hard. And this is all real time, guys. This is literally what it's taking for me to do this, right? Simple, simple stuff. And now I flip it over and I put all the flour on the other side. This is so easy. So easy. And it's gonna be fantastic. Gonna be fantastic. So now I have two steaks completely covered. And now I just need to put egg on it. Now there's a couple ways you can do it. You can take an egg and you can take a baking brush and you can brush the egg on, or you can clean this out. Hold on. All right, well, that was easy. I just rinsed it out. You can see there I didn't wash it. I just rinsed it because I don't need to wash it. You get rid of the trash that the steak came in. All right, so now I'm down to one plate and one little baking tin, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to totally forget what I'm doing. I'm going to eggs. Duh! So now I'm just taking two eggs. I'm going to drop stuff on the floor. That was my gun oil that I use for my knives. And I'm going to crack one egg. Boop. And I'm cracking two eggs. Now, with these eggs, I need to break them up. So the fork I already used to render my meat unconscious, I'm just taking it and flattening out the yolks, right? And just breaking them up. And now, once my yolks are all broken up and flat, I'm just going to, with the fork at a slight angle on the pan, just going to move it in circles until all this egg becomes not yolky. It's just a nice yellow color instead of like a pale yellow instead of a bright yellow couple of yolks. So what I'm going to do is just keep mixing it. I'm going to lift it up and I'm going to sift to see where my big lumps are. Then I'm going to press on that part with the fork and mix it together. And once that's all done and I have a nice little, just a gloop of something to put the steak in, just so I can get the panko to stick, that's all I'm doing. Now I'm going to put my hand over my oil. Hoo-wee, that's hot. All right, so I know that my oil is ready. That's all it took, that long. So here goes my my steak, picking it up, and I'm putting it right into my egg yolk. How easy is that? It's already done. It's already in there. And now I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to yolk the other side. Yolk's on you, ha! So now I have one completely egg yolked steak. I'm going to put it back down on my plate that I just took it off of. Even if there's a little flour on there, who cares? Doesn't matter. Okay, so now I'm just going to egg up the other one, and I'll show you. This is basically all I'm doing is I'm flipping the meat inside, and I'm coating every part with egg. So the whole thing is wet, right? Blah, 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 blah. There it is. And now I'm going to take that, and I'm going to put it back down there. So now I just need to rinse this out. Hold on. And as you can see, I didn't go crazy washing it. I just rinsed it, put in a little water, shake out the excess water. Now I'm going to open up my breadcrumbs, and I'm using panko breadcrumbs. And I'm doing plain because I've already seasoned. I've already seasoned with pepper and Parmesan, even though I'm going to add a little bit of pepper to this and a little Parmesan. So I'm going to throw my breadcrumbs all in there, and I'm going to spread them out. Add a little bit of pepper, add a little bit of Parmesan, and mix. All right, so, well, that was easy. Now I'm going to take a steak that's full of this stuff, and I'm going to lay it in my panko. And now I want to really, really coat this thing in panko. So I'm holding it in there and I'm smushing the sides together. I really want this thing covered so it looks like that. And I want the sides covered, everything, top, bottom, sides, front, back. If you guys are stuck on that part of it, time to go to school for you. All right, so once that's done, then I'm ready to do the next one. But you're thinking, well, where are you going to put that thing? Well, I'm going to put it right in the oil and start cooking it. And I will show you. So I'm going to just get those pancos all done up on there. I'm going to press them in nice and tight. I'm going to turn you guys around and check this out. Look how easy this is. I'm going to take my panko dipped. Oh, you hear that? Oh, man. Right in there. Now, this is going to go fast. It's going to go fast. I'm going to add a little bit more breadcrumb, a little bit more pepper, a little bit more Parmesan. You guys aren't even with me. That's it. And I'm going to mix. Ta-da! So, my second steak is going to go right in the breadcrumbs and repeat process. Remember, if you're only doing one, if you're feeding yourself, unless you like to eat 2 steaks, which this is what I'm doing. This is for me. So that is what's happening. Not Florida Evans what's happening. Some of you guys will know what I'm talking about. Dynamite! So this, man, is looking pretty good. And that's it. I am covered. I am packed in. I am breadcrumbed up. So now I take this. Oh, look at that. I still have room for another one. Take that and I lay it down there. Now, get rid of that. I don't need it. The only thing I need now is a good pair of tongs, which I have because one of them already needs to be flipped. The first one already needs to be flipped, right? So I'm just taking my tongs because it's a lot easier to use these, and I'm flipping it. Whoo-wee, look how easy that is. Rinse this while I flip the other one. Yeah, if I can get it. There we go. There we go. Now I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. All right, I'm going to get this plate all rinsed off here so I can reuse it. So now that my plate is clean, I'm just going to put it right there and let it drip dry. And I'm going to show you this without burning it. Woo-hoo-hoo-wee! Hot dog! You can see that is looking very, very nice. Very, very nice. Guys, this is all real time right here. All right, so what I want to do is give it a good look. Oh, it's looking nice. Now, I don't want to just assume it's cooked the way I want it. You know, it's steak, not chicken. Chicken will cook. If you have a really thin chicken, it'll cook fast. But it's steak, so you could cook it at anything you want. You don't have to let it keep cooking. But it's all in how pink or not pink you want it on the inside. I like mine a little bit pink, so I don't want to go crazy. I'm just going to let that cook a little bit longer. Let that cook a little bit longer. And bada boom, bada bang. I'm going to lower the temperature and just let it sizzle for a second. A few seconds. Oh, yeah, mama. Oh, yeah, mama. So these are looking really, really nice. They are getting nice and golden brown. Look at those suckers right there. Guys, you've seen how easy this was. It was so easy. Remember, the thinner the steak or the thinner the meat, the chicken, whatever you're going to use, you can use pork. The thinner the piece, the faster the cook. This one's a little thick for my taste. Doing something like this takes longer to cook, which means you have more of a chance to burn your crust. And that's why I'm lowering the heat. Otherwise, I wouldn't need to. But you see how fast it is. So freaking fast. All right, this is going to take about 30 more seconds. No use in making you watch it. All right. So, ooh, couple of nice golden chicken fried steaks with some titers. A little bit of titer. I want to see how this guy looks on the inside here. Oh my goodness. Oh, sweet ribeye. Look at that. Oh my goodness. I wish it was like a Nestle Crunch commercial where it's all extra loud. Got a little piece with the little tater on there. So I'll tell you what, boys and girls, we did that in real time. That was fast, easy, crazy easy. Cleanup is really easy. Once you know, all you have to do is wipe down your stove afterward. But before that, literally, I used the same pan and the same plate throughout the entire process. One pan, one plate to make all my mixes. Very, very simple. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get my grub on and enjoy some sit down. Have myself some ribeye chicken, fried steak and taters. Yeehaw! Man, that was easy. All right, I'm Donnie B all day. Till next video.